I spent over $3,000 on master resell rate courses in 18 months. And you know what I have to show for it? A folder full of unfinished modules, a domain I bought 8 months ago that's collecting that digital dust, and a Canva Pro account that I had opened twice a month just to stare at those blank templates. And for the longest time, I thought it was just me. Like maybe I wasn't cut out for this. Maybe I wasn't tech savvy enough or disciplined enough or entrepreneur material enough. I'd scroll through Instagram at night and I'd see all these other course creators with their beautiful feeds and I made 5K in a week posts, and I think, what am I doing wrong? But here's what I finally figured out, and this changed everything for me. It wasn't that the courses were bad. It wasn't that I was lazy. It was that I was stuck in what I now call prep mode paralysis. I was collecting information instead of taking action. And the truth is, you don't need another 47 module course. You need a system that gets you launched. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I learned from spending $3,000 on MRR courses, the good, the bad, and the stuff that nobody talks about. I'm going to show you the 3 things that actually worked, the mistakes that cost me months of time, and most importantly, what I'd do differently if I were starting today. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which part of those courses are worth your time and which parts are just keeping you stuck. Let's dive in. Now, the first thing I realized, and this is something that almost every MRR course gets wrong, is that your tech stack is not your biggest problem. But before I explain why that matters, let me tell you what I wasted the most money on. Every single course I bought had this whole section on tools, and I'm talking endless recommendations. You need this email platform and this schedule and this link in bio tool, and don't forget the analytics dashboard. And you should probably get this automation software too. And before I knew it, I had subscriptions to Kajabi, ConvertKit, Calendly, later 3 different Canva type tools, and I was spending close to $200 a month on software that I barely understood how to use. Now here's why this matters. When you're just starting out, decision fatigue is real. Every new tool that you add to your stack is another decision you have to make, another login you have to remember, another tutorial that you have to watch. And while you're trying to figure out if you should use MailChimp or ConvertKit, you're not posting, you're not creating, you're not launching. The course creators know this, by the way. They know that if they can get you focused on tools and tech, you'll stay in learning mode longer. You'll keep buying their courses because you think you just need to learn one more platform. So here's what actually works. When you're just starting out, you need exactly 3 things. 1, a way to create content. Canva free version is just fine. 2, a place to put your link. You can literally use Linktree for free or a simple bio link tool. 3, a way to talk to people. Instagrams, DMs, email, that's it. Don't buy another tool until you've posted consistently for 30 days and you've had at least 10 real conversations with potential clients. Because here's the thing, you don't have a tool problem, you have a visibility problem. I have a friend who launched her coaching business with nothing but Instagram and a Google form. No fancy website, no expensive email platform, no automation. She just posted 3 times a week, replied to every comment and DM the people who engaged with her content. She made her first $2,000 in 60 days. Meanwhile, I was over here watching Kajabi tutorials. But even with the right tools, or in my case, way too many tools, there was still something that kept me from actually launching. And it's the thing that nobody in these courses wants to talk about, because if they did, you might not buy the course in the first place. Here's what I discovered after talking to dozens of people who bought the same courses that I did. The reason most of us don't launch is because we don't know what to do. It's because we're terrified of being seen. Every course I bought taught me the mechanics, how to write a caption, how to create a reel, how to set up a sales page. But none of them, and I mean none of them, address the fact that I was scared out of my mind to post publicly. What if people judged me? What if my old coworkers saw and thought I was trying to be some wannabe influencer? What if I posted and got 0 engagement? What if I put myself out there and I look stupid? This is why it matters. You can have the perfect content strategy, the most beautiful branding, and the most dialed in offer, but if you're too afraid to hit post, none of it matters. And the MRR courses don't prepare you for this because they assume that you're ready to be visible. They assume that you're past the fear, but most of us aren't. I spent 6 months getting ready. I told myself I needed my branding to be perfect first. I needed my website to look professional. I needed at least 20 posts pre-made so I could batch content. But really, I was stalling. I was hiding behind preparation because I was scared of being seen. So here's what finally got me unstuck. I gave myself permission to launch imperfectly. I committed to a 7-day launch week where I would post every single day for 7 days straight, even if it was messy, even if it wasn't pretty, even if it got 0 likes. And I made a rule for myself: no editing after I hit post, no deleting because of low engagement. I was going to show up visibly for 7 days. And that was going to be my proof that I was serious. Day 1, I posted a simple text graphic that said, I help burnt out 9-to-5ers build online businesses in the gaps. 8 likes, 3 from my mom's different accounts, but you know what? I did it. Day 2, a carousel about my story, 15 likes. Day 3, a reel that flopped, 12 views. But by day 7, something shifted. I wasn't scared anymore. I'd proven to myself that the world didn't end when I posted, and I started getting some DMs from people asking questions. The breakthrough came on day 9. A woman I'd never met DM'd me and said, I've been following your post this week, and I feel like you're in my head. Can we hop on a call? That call turned into my first paying client, not because my content was perfect, not because I had some massive following, but because I was finally visible. Now, once I got past the fear and started posting, I ran into the third issue. And this one is most important because it's the difference between building a business that works and just adding more noise to the internet. Third thing I learned, and honestly, this is the one thing that made the biggest difference, is that posting consistently without a strategy is like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. And that's exactly what I was doing for the first 3 months. Most of the MRR courses taught me to just post valuable content, create tips, share your story, engage with your audience. And I did that. I posted tips about productivity, quotes about entrepreneurship, random thoughts I had at 10 p.m. And I was getting nothing. A few likes here and there, maybe a save or 2, but no DMs, no discovery calls, no clients. Here's what I realized. I didn't have a content strategy. I had a content calendar, sure, but I wasn't creating content with intention. I wasn't thinking about what each post was supposed to do. Was it supposed to attract new people? Was it supposed to build trust? Was it supposed to move someone closer to working with me? I had no idea. I was just posting to post. This is critical because your content isn't just about showing up. It's about moving people through a journey from a stranger to a follower, from a follower to engaged community member, from community member to a warm lead, from warm lead to a paying client. Each piece of content should have a purpose, and none of these courses I bought taught me this. They taught me formats, carousels, reels, infographics, but they didn't teach me how to build a content ecosystem that actually converts. Here's the simple framework that changed everything for me. I call it the 3-pillar content system. First pillar is attraction content. This content is designed to reach new people. It's high-value, education-focused, and answers the question that your ideal client is already searching for. Think of how-to posts, myth-busting content, quick wins that they can implement today. This is the stuff that gets saved and shared. Number 2 is connection content. This builds trust and relatability. This is your story, your struggles, your lessons that you've learned. This is where you let people see the human behind the business. Vulnerable posts, behind-the-scenes content, the messy middle. This is the stuff that gets comments and DMs. And 3 is invitation content. This is where you make the offer. But here's the key. You're not being salesy. You're inviting people into the next step. A freebie, a discovery call, a workshop, a mini offer. You're giving them permission to raise their hand and say, I want more help. Every week, I post 2 attraction posts, 2 connection posts, and 1 invitation post. That's 5 posts a week with clear intention. And within 30 days of implementing this system, I went from 0 DMs to 3 to 5 warm conversations every single week. Let me give you a real example. I posted an attraction post that said 3 reasons your content isn't converting and how to fix it. It got solid engagement, lots of saves, and 2 days later, I posted a connection post about how I used to spend 2 hours writing one caption because I was so scared of saying the wrong thing. That post got comments from people saying, "This is literally me." And then at the end of the week, I posted an invitation. If you're tired of posting into the void, I've created a free guide on the exact content system I use. Link is in the bio. That one sequence brought in 42 new email subscribers and led to 2 discovery calls, not because I had some massive audience, but because I had a strategy. And that brings me to the most important part of this whole video. So let's recap. I spent $3,000 in 18 months learning what actually works. And here's the truth that nobody wants to tell you. You don't need more tools. You need clarity and consistency with the basics. You don't need a perfect plan. You need the courage to launch imperfectly and be visible. And you don't need to post more. You need to post strategically with intention, knowing what each piece of content is designed to do. If you're still sitting on a course graveyard right now, feeling like you've wasted time and money, I want you to hear this. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You just needed a roadmap instead of more information. And now you have one. If this resonated with you, I put together something that I wish I had 18 months ago. It's a simple guide that walks you through the exact steps to launch in 7 days, even if you're starting from zero. No fluff, no overwhelm, just a clear action plan. You can grab it in the description below. And if you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Post a new video every week for people who are done collecting courses and ready to actually build something. Thanks for watching. Now go launch that thing that you've been planning.